Welcome, everyone, to Grow's virtual event, Rewrite Their Future. Hi, I'm Gina Harley, Executive Director and your host for this evening. Joining me as co-host is my son, Zach. Hi, Zach. In just a few minutes, Ba is going to be joining us from Thailand.
Before we close tonight, the kids have something special they have prepared for us. We have a wonderful evening planned for you, and we're so glad you decided to be a part of it. We are coming to you tonight from 3 states and 2 countries. In the U.S., we are in Ohio, Wisconsin, and California. And of course, our other country is Thailand. And we have people watching from, well, all over the world right now. So that's pretty exciting.
Yes, that is pretty exciting. So wherever you are right now, we welcome you and look forward to our time together with you.
Before we get started, there are a few housekeeping items we'd like to cover. First of all, if you missed our countdown video that just finished, you will be able to come back and watch that on our Facebook page under the Media, then Video tabs. As a matter of fact, the entire broadcast of tonight is being recorded there. We will also be posting it to our website. So feel free to go back, check it out again in either place. Zach?
Thanks, Mom. And thank you for inviting me to be your co-host for today's event. I've been connected with Grow for over 10 years, and I have had the incredible opportunity to visit the Grow home 7 times, and I've seen firsthand how God has moved in the lives of these children. Tonight, we want to share this experience together, so we invite you, if you haven't already, to take a selfie of yourself or group and post it to either Facebook or Instagram with the hashtag #GrowRewrite. Include in your post where you're watching from, like your city, state, and your church. Make sure you post directly to Grow's Facebook page or mention Grow using the @ symbol. You can even include a note to Fa if you would like. Just make sure you include the hashtag #GrowRewrite. And make sure you are active in the chat during the event. Later, we will pick 4 people randomly from the chat to win a prize. Throughout the night, we will also remind you how you can make a donation that will help Grow rewrite the future for many more children. So after you post your selfies, keep your phones handy.
Thank you, Zach. Since you've been traveling with me to Grow for over about 10 years now, it's great to have you here tonight. So thanks for saying yes. Well, without further ado, let's begin to rewrite their future. It is my privilege to introduce you to Grow's co-founder and country director. This ministry was born out of her own story. Like the children at Grow, she has a story of abuse, rescue, healing, and forgiveness. Her passion is to help children like her. It's unmatchable and it's infectious. So please welcome with me, Fa Sumitra from Thailand. Swadika, Fa.
Wake up.
สวัสดีค่ะ Hello, welcome everyone. I'm here far in Thailand on our Grow campus. I am so excited to be with you and share about Grow. I'm excited to share the stories of my beloved, beautiful children, and also for you to see the impact you have already had here. I also want to share with you the needs we have, and I ask you to partner with us to rescue more children.
Tonight, we are going to hear from 5 of the Grow children. They're going to speak about 4 areas of challenge that necessitated their need to be rescued. Of course, they'll only be sharing parts of their story, but you will see that even this is painful for them at times. But they wanted to share it with you because they want you to see the impact this ministry is having, the impact you are having.
That's right. I've had the privilege of watching these children grow up and their stories be rewritten. The first area they are going to share with you is in the area of abuse.
Fa, I know you are ready to introduce the first child to us, so please bring her on and let everyone meet her.
Sure, thank you.สวัสดีค่ะ
Swadika.
สวัสดีค่ะ So thank you. I would like to introduce you one of my beloved girl. She's so pretty. And then I'm gonna ask her what's her name and how long she had been here with us at Grow. So ชื่ออะไรคะ หนูชื่อโอปออายุ15 ปีอายุ15 ปี Her name is Opo. She is 15 years old. แล้วหนูได้มาอยู่ที่นี่ได้กี่ปีแล้วคะ 5-6 ปี So
Okay, Fa sat down with Opal and her mom to get her story. So let's watch it now.
When my mom was pregnant with me, my dad tried to take her to get an abortion on 3 different occasions. But every time they go to the clinic, it was closed.
When I was pregnant, my youngest child, Opal, my husband will kick me in the stomach and I would almost have a miscarriage. But I'm thankful that God always protects us.
My husband would also tell me,
I want to take you somewhere, but it was actually an abortion clinic. He said, if you don't get an abortion, then I will kill our older son. I begged him to save our baby. And when I arrived at the clinic, I thank God so much.
the clinic was closed for no reason.
The owner of the salon next door asked me, what are you doing here? I asked why the clinic was closed. They just closed and hurried off to Bangkok. This is so amazing. This was just what I was praying about. I thank God that He gave me a healthy daughter.
After I was born, maybe I was around 3 years old. My parents were fighting a lot. And my dad hit my mom with a glass bottle. She had to go to the hospital. Our family needed to move to a safe place. So we lived with my grandparents. My parents were separated.
When Opal was a child, we were in a very bad situation. My husband and I were fighting over Opal. He took her to live with him, with his new wife. I asked him, why did you want to abort her? Why did you abuse me and try to cause me to miscarry? On that day when he beat me, what if I had died? Now Opal is alive and well. Why do you want to take her from me? So the two of us began to fight over Opal. My ex-husband began hitting and beating me. He hit me with a beer bottle. I still have the scar here on my eyebrow. I needed 5 stitches. After that, I fought to get custody of our children. I called my parents to help me get Opal back. I wanted to kill myself. Every time I looked at my children's faces, I wanted to commit suicide. I thought to myself, if I die, I'll kill both my kids too. I don't want to leave any burdens behind. That's why I wanted to kill all 3 of us. It was an idea that came into my mind for only a short time in my life, but I was completely overwhelmed by everything. I didn't know what to do. I started thinking about my children's future. Will we be okay? I thought we won't be able to make it. So that's why I made a decision. Dying would be the best solution. I didn't want to leave my burdens behind. So if I die, I will kill my kids too. There was my son and daughter together, playing and having fun together. I looked at them playing, and an idea came into my mind. I'm going to kill myself and my kids too. First of all, my siblings already had their own responsibilities. And second, my parents are getting old, even older every day. What am I going to do? My kids looked at me and said, "Mom," they were calling to me, "Mom, I love you, Mom." This one word stopped all my plans. I told them, "I love you too." Opal was about a year old at that time. She was just starting to learn to talk. "Mom, come and play with me, paint with me." My thoughts of suicide just disappeared.
While I've been here at the Grow Home, I feel that God has changed my life in so many ways. God helped me understand Him more. I'm able to go to church and sing Him every Sunday. I'm able to practice music instruments. I have my own Bible. Grow staff made me memorize the Bible verses, so I had to earn my Bible. Someday I hope to get back to Grow and donate food, jewelry, and art supplies, and help with the children's tuition fees.
I sent Opal to the Grow Home because I want her to be close to God. The Grow Home is like family for her, a warm, caring place for her to live. They fulfill Opal with things I don't have. We are also very poor. We have no home of our own. We stay with my elderly parents, and that's why Opal came to Grow. Also, Opal is a vulnerable girl, and I worry about what could happen to her. I didn't know what could be in her future. At Grow, I know she is taken care of. Adults always watch out for her. I am her biological mother, but I don't have the resources to take care of her. Grow is able to take care of her needs.
Well, that was a heavy story of Opal and her mom and the abuse they've both suffered. I'm so glad that she's at Grow, where she is safe and protected. She really is a very special young lady.
Absolutely. And I believe Opal wants to be an art teacher one day. I love that she wants to give back to Grow by donating art supplies to help other children who will come after her.
Yes, and I know we have a lot of supporters here that have donated art supplies that you and I have personally carried over to Thailand for Opal and for others to use. So thank you, everyone, for those donations. You can see how something so simple has impacted Opal's life.
Now we're going to go ahead and lighten things up a bit as we return to Thailand, where Fa is ready to take us on a tour of the buildings on our campus.
Many of you watching have been a part of making this campus happen, so I really think you're going to enjoy the tour.
สวัสดีค่ะ Hello everyone. Right now I'm standing on Grow Property in northern Thailand. Maybe some of you are wondering what it's like here. Let me show you around. I will give you a tour. Let's go. I'm standing on the first building, the front of the first building we built in 2013. And then we moved in 2014 in April with the boys and the girl. We had 13 kids during that time. First, we moving, the boys and the girl stay here. We all stay here together. But today, we have boys' home and girls' home separately. So inside we have nurse room, office room, counseling rooms, and living room, guest room as well, and the staff room as well. We use for so many things, for gathering together, pray together, play games. And then this room is used to be office room a long time ago when first we moved in 2014. But now we turn to like counseling rooms. Now let's go to the next building. Let's go. I am here at the front of multi-purpose buildings. So we started to build this building in 2017, and then we finished the end of December, and then in 2018 we were able to dedicate for this building for church service. We have church service in this building, and then also kitchen, dining, and computer room. This is a cafeteria and where the students eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is the kitchen. We cooking here. So this is the third kitchen we have here, and this is really nice and have a more space, more room. So we have our cook really delicious, good food, and then really clean too. So every Sunday we are here for worship and have a Sunday service. Come and look inside. This is here in the state where the children they like to play like drums, guitar, a little piano, and then bass. So the students they like to practice and singing, and then they like to learn how to use all kind of musicians to worship God, and therefore help them to therapy, and then developing themselves to learn all kind of musician what they like. So let's go to the boys' home. So this is the boy home, the boy room. We have like 13 boys. The home is so full because this first home we have is only for 8 children. Okay, let's take a look inside in the boys' room. In this room, usually have this. It's just all full with the bunk bed and no room. Can put more space for the children can sleep inside here. So we very need for have new buildings. Okay, let me show you outside on the back of the boys' home here. Here is the land. We have like a property. We can build the second home for the boys. So we would like to have 2 stories. So we have planting. We can build for welcome more children in waiting list. Be able to help and we can rescue. So pray with us, and they're helping us with we can build more home, and then for more space for the children here, not so tight and full. Here is the other side on the campus of Grow Home is the girls' home. And this is more full than the boys' home because the girls have 15 girls here, and is like really tight, very tight, and cannot even walk like this. You have to walk in beside to get in your bed, and then to take care of your closet or they change your clothes. So here's really tight, really full. Pray with us. Okay, here is I want to show you something. About the children, we would like to help them, and we would like to welcome to the Grow Home, but we could not help them yet because we don't have room enough for the children, the boys and the girl. So we have so many children in the list I have been keep to pray how the Grow Home can help them. Even they cannot come here, but we
I still hope that they can go and they have some place somebody can help. Just today, we not even plan about, just today, it just happened when the children arrive from school, like have a youth leader call to the grow home asking grow home able to help the children or not. So we have to say no, even though we would like to say yes. We're very sad, but you can pray with us. Keep many children who are in suffering from, very poor hardship life and difficult, and they no home and they have a lot of bills issue. Thank you so much.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Thank you, Fa, for that tour and for reminding us why we have these buildings. I'll come back to that in a moment. Fa mentioned that we have had 3 kitchens. Our first kitchen, if you could call it that, was really just one bamboo wall covered by a grass roof. There was a spindle in the middle used as a table and a place on the ground to light a fire to cook. That's how we prepared meals for the first 13 kids at the Grove property.
That's right, I remember that. Then they built a carport and took part of it to put the kitchen under. But when the wind would blow or it would rain, the tables and chairs would blow away or everything would get wet.
I'm sure, Fa, you remember that.
Oh yes, I remember that. Now we all have a wonderful kitchen area and then also making room for the children to learn and to bake together.
That brings me back to the reason why we have these buildings. As Fa alluded to, it's all for the children we can rescue. You saw that binder she showed us at the end, filled with the stories of 120 plus children in need. That is what tonight is all about. I personally looked through many of those applications, and it's heartbreaking knowing we haven't been able to say yes to them yet. There are so many kids who are just waiting and praying that they too can be rescued from their situations. Bob, the last thing we saw on the clip was that of a boy and a girl sitting together. Would you tell us who they are?
Yes, there was Alice, one of the boys and girl, but the little girl is from the same village. Her teen parents were separate and they left her behind. She doesn't live with her parents. She is still in the village in a very high risk situation. She's one of the children that we would like to help along with so many children from the waiting list you saw. And then everyone here tonight get to be a part of her rescue story when you give a donation of any amount.
Yes, and you can do that by texting the word rewrite, the amount you wish to give, and your name to 41444. If you would like to complete the donation using a credit card or PayPal, then simply click the link in the reply. If you would like to mail in a check, you don't need to go any further. Your pledge donation will appear on our donor wall tonight and be included in the total we see on our giving thermometer. You can simply then mail your check in to Grow.
I do want to thank you for getting up so early this morning to be with us. This started 6 a.m. her time in Thailand. So we're happy to be able to see you and hear from you. And I'm so glad for the technology when it's working and those who know how to use it to make all this possible tonight.
Thank you, Gina. It's early here, but we always get up early, so it's no problem with us at all. And please pray for us and support us if you can, so we can say yes to more children.
Fa, would you please introduce us to the next child as we move into the area of extreme poverty?
Sure. I would like to introduce one of my beloved girls here. She actually here with me.
สวัสดีค่ะ
So yes, her name is Namhom. I would like to ask her how old are you? หนูอายุกี่ปีคะ
อายุ10 ปีค่ะ
So I am 10 years old. แล้วก็หนูมาอยู่ได้ที่นี่กี่ปีแล้วคะ
5 ปีจะ6 ปีค่ะ
So she had grown about 5, almost 6 years with us.
I'm home. It's good to see you. Fa, I know when she came to Grow, she was a very angry and defiant girl. How is she different today?
Today, she is a very happy girl. Of course, like you see how pretty is, and she get along very well with other children here in the Grow Home. When Nam Home first came to Grow, like she was really skinny and she had a lot of problem her health, and then we have to dealing with her health. 2-3 years ago, that's the end for us 3 years ago, and she wasn't getting enough food to eat. That's why. But today she's really healthy and she really a strong girl as well. She pray for her mom and her younger sister. She loved to help other people as well.
When we talk about poverty there in Thailand, it's very different than poverty in America. Fa, would you briefly share how it's different so folks here can have a better understanding?
Yes. Here we do not have a food pantry or homeless shelter at all to go, right? And then, like example, when I went to America, I saw poor people still have a car and food and shelter you can go in and get different things. So many ways can help. But here in Thailand, when you say about poor, they don't even have food and they don't even have a car to transportation to go everywhere. It is very dangerous. So you are they could die, even die. So like Nam Home story is very difficult for her to share, but she wants to share with us and then what she could. I'm so proud of Nam Home, and then I love her so much. I'm sure you will do.
Thank you, Fa. And with that introduction, let's hear Nam Home's story.
Hello, my name is Nam Hom. I come from the village of Metala. I am 9 years old. I am Hmong. I have one younger stepsister. My mom is a single mother.
The first 3 years of my marriage went very well. But my husband got a new wife and family, and I returned to my home village. He didn't love or care about me anymore. He lost interest. He didn't live with me or our daughter anymore.
My mom is not rich. My family is very poor. My mom is a food preparer. Business usually isn't very good, but some days it's okay.
Life has been difficult as a single mother. I've had to find honest work wherever I could find it. Then I had a second daughter, and I had to return home and we had no food. Neighbors and relatives but insult me in the village. I had no one to help me, so I had to work alone. So I returned to open this food business.
When my mom goes through hard times, she worries about money and how she will take care of my little sister because we're growing and we need new clothes. She needs to buy us larger clothes and shoes. And she worries because she cannot afford it. We barely have enough money for food. It seems like my mom is very sad and cries because we have to stay at my uncle's house. We are not really welcome to stay there.
I've had to fight very hard. None of my siblings helped in our time of need. I don't know who I can turn to for help. I don't want to share any more details of my story because of the sorrow it brings. I've had a difficult life since I was 17 years old. And then in marriage, my relationship ended poorly. Even up to today, I still struggle with a place to live and how I'll provide for my family. I still live in a single room in my brother's house.
I cried during that time because I love my mom. I love my mom and care about her so much. I'm worried about how hard my mom works because she worked so hard and I can't help her. To work so hard to do the laundry. was so busy doing laundry for us and walking us to school and cleaning around the house doing laundry, putting away our bedding and sweeping the floor, cooking food for us every day, and asking our relatives for food so we have enough to eat. And sometimes we don't have enough to eat.
Personally, I need help in my life. I need others to help me move forward in life. I would like to have my own home. I don't have a house of my own to live in. I'm still living in my brother's house. I'd like to have a home for my daughter to return to. A home for my family to live in together. A happy family living together. My kids can say, "This is our home," with pride. But I don't know how to make this real.
When I lived with my mom, I was an unruly child. I didn't obey my mom because she was always busy working and trying to watch my little sister. Now, my mom and my sister stay at my uncle's house. We don't have our own home. The reason I came to Grow Home was I want my mom's heart to be at peace. She's not able to take care of everything by herself. That's why my mom sent me here. Here, the staff can care for us and protect us. And when we're sick, the staff can help us and take us to the hospital if needed.
While my daughter is at the Grow Home, I want her to study diligently. The staff takes good care of her. I'm so happy she's there. I'd like her to stay there until she's an adult. I've seen her develop a lot during this time. She's getting so much better. When she comes to visit, I can see improvements. She likes to talk about everything she's been doing. I'd like her to continue to stay at the Grow Home. The biggest concern I have for her is living by herself. Soon, my daughter will be a teenage girl, which can be a vulnerable and risky time for girls. I'm concerned for my daughter and everything. I want to see her be able to take care of herself.
I also worry about my mom and my little sister. My mom is also very stressed about work. She struggles to take care of us. And I worry about my little sister in school if she will be teased or bullied.
Do you want your sister to come to Grow?
Yes.
Why?
I want to lighten my mom's burdens. My mom said if my sister comes to Grow, she will be able to work and earn money, and she will be able to pay off all of our debt.
Wow. Well, that's hard to follow.
Yes, it is. I want to point out that children, especially those who are from poor hill tribe families, are at a great risk for abuse and being sold. You saw in the first story the desperation of Opal's mom to the point where she decided to take the life of her own children so they wouldn't be a burden to others after she took her own life. Children like Opal and Nam Hong are the very children human traffickers prey on. Grow is working to prevent this. We are stepping into these difficult situations and offering hope and another way. The choice made for children by their parents should not be either selling them or watching them die, either because of starvation, preventable diseases, or even at their own hands.
That's for sure. But we can offer another choice.
Yes, we can. So let's talk about our fundraising goals and what we can do to continue to help kids like Nam Hong. She did mention she has a sister to be rescued. Fa, what needs to happen for GROW to be able to help more kids and give parents and children a different option and a hope for their future?
The first thing we want to respond for is to build 2 new homes for boys and girls home. So this will make room for the campus to rescue more children. As I say in the tour video that the boys and the girls homes are already full, so we do not have room anymore.
Our fundraising goal is $450,000. Now, as you can see, we already have a great start thanks to everyone that has generously given toward these projects.
Yes, and thank you. And of course, with more children on our campus, there will be needs for other things to allow us to take the best care of the children. Fa, would you share what one of those would be?
If we have more children on our campus here, we will need to hire additional staff to care for the children.
Yes, and with additional mouths to feed, there is a need for rice. Fa, would you share with us, I know you raise your own rice, you've done that for several years. How often do they eat rice in Thailand, and what is the advantage of growing your own rice?
Yeah, Thailand, nobody, we eat rice, right? So every day we eat 3 meals a day for rice. So we have our own rice field, rice paddy, and because of we can grow really healthy rice here.
The rice also provides opportunities for the children to learn agricultural skills. Fa, I understand some of the children really love to work in the rice field.
That is so true that some of the students, they really, really enjoy, love to have our staff to work on the rice field.
Besides providing healthy rice for the children to eat, why else is having the rice field an important part of the ministry?
It's also helped the ministry be more like sustaining.
We've seen those kids eat, haven't we, Zach? Especially the teenagers. Does the current field provide enough rice for everyone?
The kids already eat more rice than be grown in a year here. We would like to purchase a field that will allow us to provide all the healthy rice our kids can eat.
And with the rice field, we're going to need a tractor to be able to plant and harvest the fields. It's difficult to rent a tractor because they have to wait for large fields to be planted first. Sometimes by the time the tractor is available, it's too late to plant.
Of course, then as we bring in new children to the GROW home, there will be startup costs that provide for beds, blankets, pillows, and medical costs, as most of the children require a lot of medical care at the beginning, and sometimes they need to stay in the hospital, depending on the physical condition when we get them.
As the kids get older, what needs are you faced with?
We want to help our teenagers be successful. Some will go on to college, but some will just go to the trade school or a trade school. We want to make sure everyone is ready for life in the community.
Yes, and for those who are heading off to community college or university, we will need to increase our college scholarship fund. We'll also have the need for a full-time staff person to serve the spiritual development of the children.
Lastly, something that is near and dear to my heart. There are broken musical instruments that need replaced. These instruments are an important part of our music therapy program and worship. I personally witnessed what these instruments mean to these children when I had the opportunity with some of my friends back in 2019 to hold a music camp for the GROW children. The sense of confidence, accomplishment, and sometimes tears that these kids had after being cheered on by their friends that they could learn to play an instrument was so moving. To think that my friends and I could have a small part in that for them was something we'll never forget. To watch them use the instruments in their worship is so impactful. Something as simple as musical instruments are healing them in so many ways.
Absolutely. You know, $450,000 is a big goal for us, but one we believe God is asking of us. And you can be a part of this goal, this answer to prayer for the waiting children. The number to text is on the screen. Text rewrite, the amount you wish to donate, and your name to 41444. If you prefer to send a check, just make the pledge. Otherwise, click the link in the reply to complete your gift with a credit card or PayPal. And please consider an ongoing impact by becoming one of our monthly donors if you can. Our monthly, regular, and consistent donors are the anchor of this ministry.
Well, now we want to have a little fun with all of you. Since we can't be all together in one room, we wanted to see where all of you are right now. At the beginning, we asked you to take photos of your group and post them with the hashtag #GrowRewrite. Now we're going to pull some of those up to share with you.
This is pretty awesome. We're seeing people from not only Ohio, where I am, but South Carolina, Pennsylvania, Thailand, and Uruguay.
Yeah, we also have people from Florida, California, Texas, New Hampshire, and Brazil. I love that we can see others who are sharing in this evening and also supporting Grow. God has been so faithful to this ministry, to Fa, and to the children. Thank you everyone for being a part of this. You can continue to post your photos and we will share them later after the broadcast.
Let's announce our first two winners. But first, here are the rules. You must be present to win. I know that sounds kind of funny because this is a virtual event, but it just means you need to be watching now live. And you need to be paying attention to hear your name, because if we say your name, we want you to take another selfie and post it again on our Facebook page with the same hashtag #GrowRewrite. Include the word winner in your caption, or go ahead and make a note in the chat. Okay, so who are our first two winners tonight?
All right, the first winner is Tasha Martin, and the second is Lauren Reichenbach. I hope I said that last name correctly. Congratulations to both of you. Send us that winner selfie, and we will confirm where to send your prize. Before we end tonight, we will randomly select two more winners, so stay tuned.
So congratulations to our winners. So Fa, let's move to our next segment. Please tell us, what is one of the biggest ways to provide a future for the children, and why is it so dangerous for those without it?
Thank you so much, Gina. Thank you again for that. One of the biggest ways to provide a future for those children is through a quality education. Before coming to Grow, some of the children do not have opportunity to go to school to study, and we should put them back to the cycle of poverty and abuse. That is common for them at almost like every day, right? Children are at a higher risk of being sold or taken to unwanted relationship.
Yes, and I understand that in some of these villages, it is a dangerous thing to be a child. But at Grow, children have the opportunity to excel at their education, not only dream about what they want to do when they grow up, but actually have a chance to see that dream become a reality. Would you go ahead and introduce us, Fa, to our next wonderful lady?
Sure, she's here. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ So I will let her introduce herself. How about that? So please introduce your name and then how old are you and how long you have been here in the Grow home.
My name is Pui. I am 20 years old.
How long you have been here at Grow?
8 years.
So she had been here at Grow 8 years.
Pui is an impressive young woman. How long has she been at the university and what is she studying?
She just complete the second year in university and she studied about Chinese major and she would like to be in the future. Her dream is a translator.
Wow, that's so great. Let's go ahead and hear Pui's story told by her and her father as it pertains to education.
I have 5 people in my family, 2 younger siblings and my parents. Actually, in my family, when I was younger, we didn't talk about things very much. But I could see that we weren't doing well. I understood why my siblings had to go and stay at the Grow home. I knew at that period in time, my family was going through a difficult time.
For me, I now have all 3 kids at Grow, and they are supporting my children. Grow is helping them in every way possible. I am really grateful to the Grow Ministry. I never had the opportunity to get an education or get exposure to learning life skills. I didn't have the resource to give my own kids an education on my own.
My family was very poor, but my parents saw how hard I studied. They both wanted me to continue my studies, but they weren't able to support my education. They didn't have enough money for my schooling because my parents worked for very low pay, and only my dad earned a steady income. My dad knew that he didn't have the money, but his vision was for his kids to get an education. That's why he wanted me to come to the Grow Home.
Education is very important and benefits in many different areas. Whoever has an education, their life will be better with more opportunities. They will be able to avoid many hardships. At Grow, they don't just get an education. They also learn about God too, and they learn a lot of life skills too. The kids learn how to get along with others and adjust to life in their culture. When I have a chance to visit the kids' homes, I have a lot of concerns of risks that they face.
I remember seeing local high school students smoking and using drugs. But for me, I never wanted to be like that. I don't want to have a life like that. The overall culture there was very bad and very dangerous. I'm very grateful to be able to come to Grow.
In my personal opinion, the children face a number of risks. First, there are illegal drugs. Second, there is sexual activity. These two things are the biggest concerns for me. If it weren't for Grow's support, I don't know where my children would be today. Maybe they would have to drop out of school.
I think of my friends when I was younger. During the holiday times, a lot of my friends were dropping out of school after 6th grade and getting married. One after another, I began to see each of my friends were getting married off until none of them were left. I never thought to get married at that age. But I was also afraid if I stayed in the village, I may end up in a bad situation like my friends. At that time, I was just becoming a teenager. Plus, I am a girl and I wasn't really safe. It was a very high-risk time in my life. I was just starting to become a young woman, so it was a vulnerable time and place for me.
All the kids here come from different backgrounds. Some kids stay with their illiterate grandparents, and they're not able to give them any opportunities. Some of the families of the Grow kids don't even have enough money for food. Most of the Grow kids here have suffered. They each have their own struggles and hardships. That's why when they come to the Grow home, the kids have enough food, clothes, and education. I want all the kids to stay on the right path and ask you all to keep the kids in your prayers. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that important story. I want to point out that public education is not free in Thailand. Fa, would you speak to that for us?
That's correct, Gina. In order for kids to go to school in Thailand, the parents have to pay for tuition, uniforms, lunch, and transportation every day when they go to school. Every year here as well, and this all add up to about $1,000 for each child. That is very expensive for family, especially when they are poor.
And for many Hill Tribe children, this is not a realistic opportunity for them. Even if they start school, many are not able to finish.
That's another reason why what we do at Grow is so vital. Well, in our final segment tonight, we will hear from 2 children. Their stories are about neglect and healing. At the Grow Home, we provide as many ways to heal as we can. Everything we do, from rescuing children from abusive situations,
to providing healthy food and medical care,
to providing a quality education,
to art and music therapy,
to learning life skills such as agricultural skills,
running a small business and money management.
Everything we do and teach, we do to heal the child and to rewrite their future. Fa, so tell us, what is the best part about Grow?
I would like to say that the best part of Grow is watching the children are healed, learning how they are valuable to God and to others as well, and then to them themselves. So it's really the best when they are is healing not only with the child, but also with their family. We work to restore the family whenever possible here in Thailand. Several of our Grow children have been reunited with their family. We work hard to keep the family together what we can. And at Grow, we want to heal and hold child. We want them to heal not only emotional either, just emotional and the physical as well. So we want the children not provide them just a childhood, but for the future as well. Everything we do here at Grow is designed to help us reach that goal. So next, you will hear our 2 children story together.
Yes, and unfortunately, neither of those 2 children in the final video are able to be with us here tonight. But Fa, would you go ahead and tell us their names, ages, and how long they've been at Grow?
So first one is his name is Ati. He is 16 years old. He has been with us 11 years. And then another girl, her name is Fa, not Fa, right? Fa is Sky. Her is 13 years old. So please take a moment to hear their story.
Yes, I'm really excited to hear their stories. So let's go ahead and roll those.
My life's testimony begins in a broken family. The most difficult time was shortly after I was born. At the time, my parents lived in Chiang Mai. That's where I was born. And both my parents were addicted to gambling. During that time, my mom would take me into the gambling den. My 4-year-old brother would have to watch me. Some days she left us home alone to go gambling, and I had no milk or anything. My mom had no interest in taking care of us. My grandma had to ask her neighbors for powdered milk to feed me. My parents divorced when I was a young girl. My dad was very broken-hearted. Also, he lost his arm in a motorcycle accident. My dad became discouraged and anxious because he had to take care of me and my brother. My brother and I were both very young children. We had very little money and things were tough. So my dad made a decision to start selling drugs. And he was caught by the police. Even to this day, he still isn't free. He's still in jail. I miss my dad so much.
In my family, I have 2 siblings. I am the middle child. We each have the same mother, but we have different fathers. My biological father left my mom since we were both young children. I can only remember my stepfather. He took care of my mom and the kids. Everyone in my family is Christian. But after a short time, my stepdad died. So we only had our mom living with us. She had to take care of the 3 of us by herself. We lived in extreme hardships. My mom had to work by herself for the family, just to have enough money to support our family. It was just her taking care of us since we were young children. I don't have any memories of my father. He left us when my mom was still pregnant with me. Because I was so young, my mom lied to me. She told me that my father was dead. I would like to tell my biological father, I'd like to tell him, I miss you.
Since my dad's arrest, my grandparents raised me. They were barely able to take care of themselves, but they tried their best to take care of us. Growing up, my mom never took care of me. She went her own way and never came back to see us. My relatives taught me that my mom didn't care. For many years, I believed this story about her. Everyone was telling me not to see my mom, and I didn't have the courage to see her either. At this point, I needed more courage. Sometimes we don't know the full story. We shouldn't jump to conclusions or be angry. We need to see the full picture first. When I was in first grade, a good thing happened. My mom had came back from living abroad. But she was now living with her new husband. My grandma asked her to help me get a Thai ID card. She agreed to help, but we went with my stepdad. At first, they were like strangers to me. It was an awkward time for me. I didn't know my mom or my stepdad.
แต่วันนั้นจำได้ว่าแม่ซื้อชุดให้1 ชุดค่ะเป็นชุดแรกที่แม่ซื้อให้แต่ว่าหลังจากที่กลับบ้านพี่แจ๊ดก็ถามว่าทำไมถึงเอาชุดนั้นทำไมไม่เอาให้แม่ไปเลยหนูไม่ได้ตอบอะไรค่ะหนูก็รู้สึกเสียใจที่เขาถามแบบนั้นทั้งนั้นนี่เป็นชุดแรกที่แม่ซื้อให้ทำไมเขาถึงถามหนูอย่างนั้นแต่แล้วหนูก็คิดว่าหนูยังเด็กหนูก็คงไม่เข้าใจเรื่องราวของเขาหนูก็เลยปล่อยไปเฉยๆแต่นั้นก็ทำให้หนูไม่เคยเกลียดแม่น้อยลงค่ะเพราะว่าคำสอนของเขาที่ผิด
After my stepdad died, I came here to grow. I was supported by Fa and the staff here at Grow. I now have a better life here and I can help lighten my mom's load. I've been here since I was in kindergarten. When I was younger, I didn't know the truth, but when I was getting my visa processed last year, I found out that my dad was still alive. I was so mad at my mom. She was lying to me the whole time. I felt so angry I didn't want to talk to her at all. I didn't want to have anything to do with her.
I came to the girl home when I was 8, and I started learning about God. I learned so many new things and observed people's lives. I learned from everyone's testimonies, and the girl staff teaching us the Word of God. Based on what I learned, I knew in my heart that I shouldn't hold on to anger towards my mom. I realized that everything I heard was secondhand. Now I get to see my mom when she visits me. So I feel I can explain how I feel in words. When my relatives spoke against my mom, every word of it is wrong. From reading the Bible and knowing God says that our mother gave us life, and we must not dishonor them. We should be sensitive to their hardships, because at that time in my life, I didn't even know how my parents separated. I had no one to tell me the reason why. I just wonder why no one told me the truth. Even though I was young, I still needed to know what happened.
Before, whenever my mom called me, I never answered her calls. I would just reject the calls. Now I have a better understanding of my mom. Now I have forgiven her.
Since I've moved here, I've learned about life in my community and made a lot of new friends, and I've learned about patience. When I came to grow, my biggest change was in my heart. Back when I was younger, I didn't like to go to church. There was nothing that interested me in church. None of the songs, nothing. There were no games and nothing to do with friends at our Catholic church. I didn't like to go. I wanted to leave after 5 minutes. I was just not interested. I didn't care what others said. I wanted to leave. But when I came to the Grow Home, no one had to tell me to go to church. I really did want to go from my heart. I started to learn about God and who He is. He is the biggest thing in my life. I loved the things that I was learning. And my testimony can be a light and can help other people.
Now my life is better and I'm doing better in school. I have a clean bed and good food to eat.
My personality has changed.
And I have learned more about God. Before, I never went to church back home. I didn't really like it. I just like to play. Also, I have bad habits. I didn't really obey my parents, but when I came to the Grow Home, I had to learn how to take care of myself. I had to do my own laundry. I had to make my bed. I had to learn how to clean a house. I learned how to help myself in every area, no matter what problem I'm facing. Fa is always teaching us. She is always helping us and giving us advice. Growing up with this, I have learned a lot. I learned that whatever you do, you have to proceed wisely. Since coming to Grow, my life had changed. I learned more about God and learned how to walk with God. I'm learning the difference between good and bad and between the things I should and shouldn't do. Plus, it's good for me to interact with other kids.
I am proud of the way I have grown up here. I have learned about God, and I'm glad that I welcomed Jesus into my heart. Last September, I welcomed Jesus into my life. I feel like my life was changed. When I was a little girl, I just liked to run and play. But now I'm starting to grow up. And I'm becoming a good example for the other kids. Also, I have learned how to live with others. I'm on the worship team. Here at Grow, they are teaching us how to play music, sports, and other things. Back home, people talk about how I am growing and how I am a good example in my village. For example, I try to get involved whenever I can in activities and events in my community.
Well, this has most certainly been a powerful night so far, and what a high note to end our stories on. You know, Fa, I was thinking about what an incredible thing it is to have this partnership with you, an Aka Hill Tribe girl from northern Thailand who has her own amazing story and incredible impact on so many people there. Who could imagine this opportunity for all of us to be a part of changing the lives of people, of whom most here will never meet face to face? The life change that we get to be a part of is pretty incredible. Thank you for sharing your story and using your story to help so many others.
Well, everyone has a story. Every story is really special and it is very important. It can be an expression and impact someone. I would like to challenge you, open your heart, give yourself a chance to have a God use in your life. It says in the Philippines that I can do all things through Christ that give me strength. I invite everyone to join us and continue to help grow. Rewrite the future of more precious children.
Absolutely, Fa. Now let's take a look at the thermometer and remind everyone how they can give right now. Just a reminder on how you can give, text the word rewrite, the amount you wish to give, and your name to 41444. If you would like to complete the donation using a credit card or PayPal, then simply follow the instructions you will receive back. If you would like to mail in a check, you don't need to go any further. Your pledge donation will appear on our donor wall tonight and be included in the total we see on our giving thermometer. Then you can simply mail your check in to Grow.
So wow, look at the donations coming in. Thank you so much. We're so grateful for your generosity.
You know, I remember Fa saying that the current homes are overcrowded. The government made an exception for Grow because there was no other place for these kids to go. For Grow to rescue more children, though, we have to build additional homes. Your gift will help Grow do that.
Yes, and the gift keeps coming in, so thank you. You know, we harvest about 2,200 pounds of rice each year. That sounds like a lot of rice, but the children, they eat over 8,800 pounds of rice each year. A new rice field will allow Fa to grow enough healthy rice. And because of its location towards or close to a better water source, the field can be planted twice a year. So please help us provide for the health of the children by your donation.
Checking in on the thermometer here, we are at over $179,000. Wow, thank you so much. You know, our staff at Grow is extremely dedicated. To be full-time on the Grow staff in Thailand means they have to be willing to live in the mountains 2 hours away from the nearest pizza place, movie theater, or shopping mall. They live 24/7 on campus with the children. I remember hearing after one of Grow's yearly government inspections, the officials told Fa, wow, the staff really love these children. And they do. Please pray for Fa as she looks for additional dedicated staff they will need. It's not an easy task, but God is always faithful.
Each donation is so important to this ministry, so thank you. You know, Grow was really built on a prayer. Fa had asked God to allow her to help just one child. Before Grow was even founded, she and her sister Ning were taking in abused street children to their small apartment. Today, she's rescued over 35 children. Some have actually been restored to their families. When Grow has needed something like land for the campus, a new home, the bus to transport the children to school, or a real kitchen, Fa prays and believes God can do it, and he does. Her faith is incredible.
That's right. When Fa first went to the owner of the land our current campus sits on, his lawyer asked how much money she had to buy the land. When she said $0, he left. But the owner, who is also a man of faith, waited for Fa to return with the money months later and wouldn't sell it to anyone else. Today, that man regularly visits the children at the Grow campus.
Yes, he does. So as I see the thermometer going up, I can't help but think of how many more lives are going to be rewritten. Thank you so much for partnering with us. I can't wait to bring you the stories of the new children we will be able to say yes to. So Zach, let's go ahead and announce our final 2 winners tonight.
All right, the final 2 winners for this evening are Chris Bayless and Chastity Canfield. So congratulations, and please give a thumbs up in the chat to confirm with us.
Well, we have a lot of people to thank tonight for making this possible. So we're just going to mention a few as the credits roll. Fa, would you want to start with some though?
Sure. I want to thank the entire team who have given their time to volunteer and help grow for this event. Especially, I want to thanks to P. Eric Meyer from Minnesota. He is, if you like video, he is the one who do video as the translator in Thailand. And also P. Ron, P. Gina, and Bethany for weekly meeting work all together. And then for Great Church, Worcester, Ohio, for your supporting of beautiful facility from 2009. And then Thai staff and Thai board of directors here in Thailand. And my parents who already in heaven with Jesus Christ, and I am looking forward to meet him again, including my sister, brother of 12. Another one I want to thank is Pastor Ivanudu and his family. He is a co-founder of Grow. The ministry not gonna be born today and have today without this family and Pastor Ivanudu to have many students have a hope and a light and bright future. And also, of course, I want to thank God for the one who make all things possible and always there for us.
Yes, and I'd also like to recognize Blake Stoller for making sure everything ran smoothly this evening on the tech side.
And I also want to thank my son, my co-host, Zach Harley.
Thanks, Mom. I love partnering with Grow. And a big thanks to all the Wayne County, Ohio businesses that raised funds for Grow or helped in any way. Expert Tees gave us a great discount on these shirts and t-shirts. Now we do have some left, so please go to our website and order one while you still can. It's a great way to share Grow with others and help spread the word about this important ministry. And if you would like to watch this again or share it with friends, simply go to our Facebook page and click on the Media, then Videos tab. We will also be putting a link to the recording on our website.
Now, there's a lot of people that we'd like to thank, as you saw in the credits, but most importantly, we want to thank Fa, the kids, and their parents for sharing their stories with us tonight. Now, as the kids are going to be joining Fa here in just a moment as they gather, I do want to mention that COVID-19 cases are on the rise in Thailand. Some of our children have been visiting relatives over their school break in the areas where they're starting to see the increase in cases. Because of this, the government has told Fa that the children in these areas are not able to return to the Grow campus until the end of April, taking precautions not to bring the virus to the campus. So we're only going to see about 1/4 of the children tonight that were able to make it back. So please pray for the COVID-19 situation in Thailand too. So far, it's not personally touched our ministry, and that we're very grateful for. So I see the kids gathering Fa in their Hill Tribe outfits. Go ahead and share any final thoughts, a little bit about the song they're going to share with us. Everyone looks great.
Yes, so the song we sing about, we thanks to everyone and then the opportunity we have. So this is our life for you all have been supported. We are very grateful to have a hope and future. So let's take a time to listen out this song together.
ทุกครั้งที่ย้อนมองกลับไปในวันวานฉันได้เริ่มต้นมาอย่างไรเดินตามพระองค์มอบชีวิตไว้วางใจพระองค์นั้นให้มีวันนี้เรื่องราวที่ดูว่าเป็นไปไม่ได้พระองค์ทรงนำในทุกทีสิ่งที่มีในใจวันนี้คือความซาบซึ้งในรักมากมาย ว่าวันนี้ไม่ว่าวันไหนขอขอบพระคุณขอบคุณค่ะ Thank you so much and God bless you. Bye bye.
Well, awesome job. Thank you, you guys. It was wonderful. So final thank you for everyone for coming and everyone who's helped make this evening possible. You can still give after the event by texting or going to our website. And if you're not one of our monthly supporters, please consider becoming one to ensure that we meet our current ongoing expenses. Make your impact monthly.
We hope that travel will resume to the point where Fa can return in person. But for now, we hope you enjoy this time together. God bless, and Fa, I'll turn it over to you to say one last good night.
So I would like to take this moment to personally to thanks to everyone for who make your time with us being here tonight. From your house, your church, or wherever gathering together. Thanks once again for all of your support. We sending you a lot of heart from us here in Thailand. Thank you so much and God bless you and have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.